What's up, everybody? Welcome back to That Game Show. My name's AJ Gels. How y'all doing? We are back with Control. I actually had to fight from the control point back to this spot because apparently it dumps you off at a checkpoint. I don't know why, it just drops you off at a checkpoint. It doesn't drop you off at like the autosave or whatever. That's actually a complaint I've been hearing a decent amount about this game. I think I did like a commented retweet or something like that. Of a Colin Moriarty tweet. Holy shit, we're back in his office? Sorry, let me go ahead and read this. To all executive staff, I know there's some concern regarding our operation exceeding the annual budget. So long as we operate within the oldest house, we are obscured from scrutiny in many respects. If our budget demands are not exorbitant to the point of drawing attention, then they will be granted by the U.S. Treasury without question. The FBC is, thanks U.S. bureaucracy, there we go. The FBC is just another line in another spreadsheet that some lowly accountant won't ever notice. Their eyes will skip over us as if we weren't there. The nature of the oldest house allows us certain freedoms if we operate, or our being here is no accident. Regards, Zachariah Trench. That's a really odd first name. Director of the Federal Bureau of Control. I feel like the Federal Bureau of Control could have a cooler name that makes a little bit more sense with the fact that they deal with this. I'm going to say paranormal, even though I don't necessarily mean ghosts. I guess paranormal actually does fit. Where are we going, actually? Can I get the map? Can I remember how the hell to open the map? Really? Down on the D-pad switches shoulders? Oh, okay. It's up on the D-pad that's shows the map, because that makes sense. Whatever. Alright, let's see here. So we can actually add weapon mods. So we got an accuracy boost or damage after a kill. Oh, hell yeah. I will take that. I keep saying it. Actually, I really like the whole service weapon thing. I think it's a really good... it's Mjolnir, it's Excalibur. I really like that idea. It's a gun in our... I don't want to say reality, but it's a gun in her perception. I don't know. I think it's neat. So I'm not going to read all of those. I feel that would take way too much time. So we'll pause and let you read them. But yeah, I feel like the whole Federal Bureau of Control thing, it could have a cooler name for what it deals with, or something that maybe explains it a little bit more. Just because the Federal Bureau of Control to me just seems a little ambiguous. Clearly they were doing it because it makes sense with the concept of the game, the title being Control, so I get it, but I don't know. I still think it could have had a better name.
Did you get the hotline? How is it out there? The comms? The hiss? Sorry. You made it. I'm glad.
Emily? Let's talk.
Give me a sec. Control points, altered items, humans radically change their behavior.
Of course.
I got the hotline. I can make out what Trench is saying now.
Incredible. What did he say?
He talked about his management team. People who knew the Bureau's secrets. Your boss, Darling. Tomasi, but he's gone. He's gone. Salvador?
He's the head of security.
And Marshall?
Helen Marshall is head of operations. She's tough, ex-CIA. She took her Rangers and went to the research sector to secure the HRA production. She hasn't come back.
Someone who could help us. The other sectors. How do I get there?
It's impossible because of the internal lockdown. You can perform a directorial override to lift it, but that can only be done in the maintenance sector. Normally, you take the sector elevator down there. It connects all the sectors, but it won't work while the lockdown is in effect.
We already got past one lockdown. Maybe I can find a way.
Jesse, look, with no prep, no training, in this extreme situation, you are doing phenomenally well. And all that and the hiss can't seem to affect you. I mean, I would love to run some tests on you. If you agree, that is. We could find out something that would help us.
Tests? I don't know. She might find out about you.
What
But I
is
wouldn't mind
you?
understanding more myself. Okay. If you think it will help.
Great. I'll check the internal documentation for any lockdown bypasses. We need to get these sectors open to locate Darling and Marshall.
And I'll look for a way inside the maintenance sector. The sooner we find one, the sooner I reach this override.
You know, I mean, I understand the whole you thing. I mean, yes, it's an excuse to have Jesse talk to the audience, but I mean, there's got to be something here that isn't just, oh, we're inside a video game. I really do think there's going to be something here. Why is it always the janitor? What the fuck? You know, while I think this game has some issues in... I'm trying to think how I want to express this. Oh, this game's got some issues, but overall, holy shit, it has so much style.
Hi, Jesse.
Yeah, okay, we already went over all
I'm
that.
sure I'll have more questions.
Okay, search for a way into the maintenance sector.
Do you hear that? Someone's singing. Where's it coming from?
Yeah, I mean, I was mentioning,
Sounds like it's coming from the elevator.
They say the new director can launch objects up to 20.
yeah, it's the... Oh shit, I keep trying to open up the map by pressing the wrong button. It's clearly the janitor.
Time to work. Meet me in the maintenance.
Like
Well,
I
let's
said
go to
before,
the
The janitor is a friendly face.
only place that's accessible. You know, I was actually talking about something, this Colin Moriarty tweet I read a couple nights ago. That actually I think makes it kind of gives me an answer to something I've been kind of thinking about in my head, and that's he said that this game was an open world game that really should have been linear, and I've really been thinking that, yeah, I have a feeling this game, this open world thing is going to be really backtracky and really kind of annoying. It's really going to become, just let it be an just let it be a linear game, and this would have been a lot better. I've heard a lot of people have a problem with the load screens. I've had a few that went on a little bit, but I've not had any massive issue with them.
If I can find Ati here, he can help me reach the override. Maybe it was you who got me into the oldest house with the lockdown on. Maybe it was Ati. It felt like he made the elevator appear that took me to Trench's office. Is Ati guiding me too?
Yeah, there's something weird going on with the janitor. I just can't exactly peg it right now. But no, another problem that I've been having, kind of along with that, with what I was, with what I was thinking, right there. When I'm saying that, man, I'm afraid that this game is gonna eventually. It's definitely going to feel, like I said, like this should have just been a linear game.
Override is right there, in the control room. How do we
Yeah.
get there?
And, we can see the enemies already floating up in the air, but we can't get there. And I don't want to sound like I've done like a full 180 on this game. It's just one of those that having... I don't want to say taking like a couple days off, but actually I did take about a day. I did actually take a day off of this game. It was just for time reasons. What was I saying? Yeah, I mean, after taking that day off, yeah, I mean, I've really kind of noticed that the internal monologue of Jesse is becoming a little bit more, a little bit more on the nose. That the, it's like I said, I constantly feel like this just should have been a linear game, more like Alan Wake, where it maybe had some openish segments, but still should have just been an out and out linear action adventure game. I'm also getting the feeling that this game is going to kind of turn into it's going to eventually have the same problem that I had with Prey, and that the game's going to really, its story's going to slow down at some point, and basically means, oh, you have to go here to get this item to open up this store. It's going to turn into a pseudo Metroidvania. It's going to turn into not even a Metroidvania necessarily. It's going to have that aspect where the story's on hold because you have to get to one place, find out, oh, we actually need to, we need to open this door but to open this door, you have to go to this completely separate section of the wherever you are, the space station in Prey. BioShock was this way. You have a singular goal, but instead of having the plot unfurl in the hunt for that goal, what ends up happening is my way back just got cut off. Oh, no, it didn't. Oh, okay, I just wasn't seeing that door. I'm like, holy shit, is the world shifting around me? Instead of having the plot unfurl while you're searching for this goal, in, like I said, BioShock and Prey and everything, the plot became... it's going to sound weird saying the plot became looking for the goal, or, trying to complete your goal. Well, yes, I understand that's kind of what the plot is. There's a beginning, middle, and an end, with the character trying to do something, yada, yada, yada. But it's more... Like with BioShock, it's always, well, you get here. Well, there's a giant, you're trying to, I trying to remember the exact plot of the original BioShock game. Either way, you're trying to advance. You run into a big block of ice. Well, now you got to go to this area and get the fire plasmid, and then the little story around the fire plasmid. And now you got to go to this area. And now there's a little story surrounding this area that really doesn't have anything to do with the plot. That's just a poster of the janitor? That's so weird. Also love how that poster was just what he's doing.
Well done. You got the job. It's place for congratulations. Yippee, saatana. It happened in the last drop. I truly need an assistant.
Funny thing is, I've been a janitor. I'm more at home in that role than as the director. Only Ati here seems to see that.
Yeah, hi, Ati. Look, we need to get the lockdown lifted, otherwise I can't get to the other sectors. Can you help me get to the override?
Yes, easy peasy. It's just around the corner. But first, we need to get you working. Very small, couple of hours job.
Something tells me it's gonna be more than that.
You think there's a dog buried in this? I can tell you are not yesterday's Krause's son. That's why you'll make a great assistant. Very well. I'll hit the facts on the table. Mä kyllä sanon perkele suoraan, että this house has a vermin problem. A bad one. They've already messed up the cooling pumps. And the power generators of a power plant, perkele. And the pensioner inside is starting to feel the band around his head tighten. The situation needs to be fixed before the plant blows up. And we all disappear like a fart in Sahara.
Trying my best to keep up with this.
You and me both.
And the power generators, otherwise the power plant will blow?
But don't you worry. I've left you clear instructions. You'll catch the end of the thread before I go to my vacation. The work's on the task board here. You can do later, when you have time.
Vacation? Right.
Yes, no one's gonna cancel my holiday or seat's gonna rattle. But don't worry at all. You'll take care of it and soon this crisis gonna be last winter's snow. You better go now, so you don't have to run with your head as your third leg. The door in the back leads to the plant.
The door in the back. That's great. Thank you, Ati.
I still don't fully understand what the hell he's telling us sometimes.
Yep.
Alright, assets, yeah, it's just crafting shit. Directorial override. Yeah, see, just side missions. Let's...
The trash. Throw it in the fire.
There's apparently a strange light in the break room.
Burn it into a rain.
Yeah, we ran into it. It's down there. Whoa! So we just randomly end up in the astral plane? Okay.
This place makes me nauseous.
How the hell do we...
Power. How do you think it got down here?
See, that one doesn't make a whole hell of a lot of sense that... Oh, shit. I thought I missed that jump. Never mind. See, this one doesn't make a whole hell of a lot of sense yet to me. Unlike the floppy disk... God damn it, I can't make that jump. Unlike the floppy disk where... You know, it was out in the, you know, our dimension or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, this one...
Always so creepy.
Although I guess it would be hard to make this one seem natural. Why it would just be lying around the office, but still, it bends reality like that already. I don't know. This game is... I know I should just accept it. This game is weird. Ow, sorry. just got blinded. Whoa, how'd I... There we go. Alright, I must have misjudged the distance. There we go. Okay, so I can also use it to close the distance when I jump. Oh. I thought that was like an avoid for a certain amount of time. You are now bound / friends for life. Alright.
Keep up with me now.
Yeah, I was thinking during that little conversation with Ati, something that what I was talking about before about, you know, the way the BioShock storytelling worked and all that. I've kind of figured out how to explain it a little more, or you know, like what I'm always afraid that the story's kind of becoming. And again, where we have to now go find and do this shit in the where now we have to do this shit in the at the power plant. The story is more about the journey than it is the actual goal of the character. That's what I was trying to get at, where the focus of the story starts off as, you know, Jessie trying to figure out what happened with her brother and all this weird stuff going down in the Bureau of the Control and and the hiss and everything. But what it starts to eventually become is we start kind of ignoring that and to start focusing on going just place to place. Eventually, you realize it's been 4 hours. Now you're at the end of the game. Really, there's been no development in the story. And yes, I understand that there was a what is it? Yes, I understand that there is you know, the big twist in BioShock and everything. But still, yeah, it's like I said, I feel like the story in that game became, it's like I said, more about its journey than it was about where we were actually supposed to be going. It's just, you know, I'm afraid that a lot of the story is just gonna get buried.
That thing blows up.
Power. Explosion. Too much. Director's duty.
You know, it's just gonna get buried in trying to be weird and give us all these like little objectives and whatnot, and finding the different members of the administration team. I sound like I'm trying to bash on this game, and I'm really not trying to, because I actually... Okay, so it escaped it. Okay, there we go. And okay, that gives me all the explanation on the merry-go-round that I needed. Because I really do like this game. I love its tone, the lighting, there's so much about it. Like, I love the fucking set pieces and the environments. They're gorgeous. You know, I think it's a really great... I don't want to say it was unintentionally...
Are you new? Go talk with Chief Arish in the security booth. He's in charge here.
What am I thinking? I don't want to say that it was trying to be unintentionally scary, because I think it was trying to be a little horror-y, but it's not full-blown Alan Wake horror. It's very well done. I really like it.
FBC security. Shouldn't you be in a safe room?
Oh, sorry if I skipped out of that too fast.
They all have HRAs. We're on the same side.
My name is Jesse Faden. I'm here to perform the directorial override to get the lockdown lifted.
Yeah, Chief Arish, FBC Security. I'm just... Oh, hang on, you're the new director. It's a pleasure, ma'am.
Let's skip the formalities, please.
Right. Faden, ma'am. Look, as you can probably tell, it's a bit of a shit show down here. We've been holding our ground, but whatever's gotten into our buddies has them wrecking the coolant pumps and the power converters. The NSC keeps overheating, and my crews keep getting shot before they have a chance to make any repairs.
NSC?
Oh, sorry. Bureau jargon. It's what we call the power plant. You know, the big rumbling metal thing? Salvador, head of security, asked me to protect it in case of an attack. See, what's inside is dangerous. Dr. Darling seemed to know it would be a target.
Darling? He's here?
No, it came down a few days ago, before everything went to hell. He was out of it. Smelled like a bar mat. He was ranting about vulnerabilities and how he only had one large-scale HRA, but that he needed it somewhere else. Still, at least he gave us these personal HRAs before he left. Hey, did I mention that he was tearing his clothes off? Crazy dude.
Darling knew the hiss was coming.
Listen, I love playing 20 questions as much as the next guy, but we have got to get the water and electrical systems repaired before this baby blows. I'll have my guys unlock the doors out of here for you.
I'll take care of it. You stay and keep the hiss away from the plant if you can.
The hiss? That's what we're calling him? Oh, that's catchy. Oh, listen, the radios aren't working, so if you find my boss Salvador out there, could you please ask him what the plan is? I'm sure he will have one by now.
I'll keep an eye out for him.
He sure has a lot of faith in his boss.
Try to stay alive.
When the converters and coolant pumps are working again, we should be able to help.
All right. We can actually ask him questions.
Not much, only what I've seen. Well, they use the same tactics that Marshall and Salvador taught us, which makes me think that the hiss haven't completely erased the people inside, which is a pretty fucking horrible thought. Or they're just using whatever they find in their victims' heads. In any case, they are really eager to get inside the power plant.
Why do you think that is?
Shit, I don't know. They want to make my life harder?
What do you do here, Arish?
Security chief of the maintenance sector. I make sure all the weird shit down here doesn't bother the maintenance crews. Learned everything I know from Salvador, the best security agent this bureau has ever seen.
And you like your job?
I love it. You know, everyone thinks that maintenance is the lowest rung on the ladder just because we fix pipes instead of writing memos, but I gotta be honest, these are the bravest people in the goddamn building. I'm proud to work with them.
I've done a few odd jobs with these kind of folks. They say what they mean. I like that.
What exactly is the power plant?
Listen, I only know what Salvador told me, but I know it generates all the electricity for the bureau, and it's got two very simple rules. Rule 1, keep it below a certain temperature. Rule 2, don't ever open it. Oh, and 3, it's classified, so I shouldn't ask.
Sounds like secrets are standard operating procedure around here.
Oh, yeah, it's all part of the job.
What do you know about the service weapon?
Not much. That thing is director only. Salvador told me by the time he saw Trench use it. Sounds like that gun can do some serious damage. Yeah, I did see pictures of it once, though, and it looks different to that thing you're carrying. You modded or something? It's new.
Is new a good thing?
Given the circumstances, I'd say new is our best bet.
Do you know this Ati guy?
Of course. He's my favorite coffee break buddy. Dude has got some crazy stories. And he probably knows more than anyone else around here, if you can make sense of what he's saying.
Any idea where he's from?
I'm guessing Sweden.
He's from where he's from. Look, there are just some stones that are better left unturned, you know?
What do you know?
Not much.
Ah, crap.
Why do you think?
They want...
Yeah.
I should
Apparently you have to scroll down. I can't just go up and end up at the bottom. Alright, let's see here. Anything to do back here? Let's just open that. Get more crafting materials. I still don't know exactly how to craft yet, but I don't know. Maybe we'll see what's going on eventually. Okay, so I'm going to the furnace chamber. That's where my... See, I like how the map's actually... It's redacted. It's not just blacked out or anything. It's actually, like, redacted, and that's really cool. You know, I've seen people kind of complain about the whole control point idea for this game, and I guess it does seem kind of video gamey. It does seem kind of weird, and again, kind of goes to that whole, does this game really need to be open world aspect? But personally, I think it kind of makes sense, given that even through the documents, this game actually really does lay things out. It's not like you have to like read closely. I think a lot of the documents that you find actually just come out and say what exactly they, it just come out and explain shit nice and simply for, 20%. Okay. For instance, the, holy shit, why can't I use words? Like the control points are kind of like what helps them lock down and understand, it's what locks down and helps them understand how to move about the oldest house. I think it works well. I think it's a really cool idea. Jesus Christ, I can't speak. Alright, that was... Have I mentioned how much I love... Oh, shit. Have I mentioned how much I love the combat in this game? I mean, it's way more solid than what I remember being in, Quantum Break. Alright, you know what? Let's start off with just doing this actual fix the pumps and... Actually, you know, coolant pumps in the... Coolant pumps and the furnace are all in the same direction. Jeez. I don't know why I can't speak. I'm really stuttery right now. Damn it, the floating bodies are awesome.
Replace the parts.
The floating bodies are both just disturbing and really fucking cool. But what was I saying? I was talking about something about the combat. All right, yeah. Actually, I like the combat because it really feels like they found a way to solidify. Really found a way to solidify the combat that they had in Quantum Break, which I didn't think was that great. It wasn't bad, but I just didn't think it was that great. Again, I said at the start of the series, I'm actually not usually a fan of this sort of loose third-person shooting, but they found a way to really make it tight in this game. It's really tight, really easy to control. I really dig that. Okay, what's the mission for this area? It's burn the trash.
Trash. Did I bring barrels full of hazardous biological material?
And there we go again. I don't know what is up with my controller. Like, why it's doing this. Like, why it's thinking I'm trying to look up. I can't figure that out. Jesus Christ, that's bright.
My name is Dr. Pierce, lead researcher of the parakinesiology.
Actually, got me next to that to hear it.
Discovered a code Omega paranatural entity residing within the Bureau itself, right under our noses. Darling refused to allocate me the budget or resources, so I'm taking matters into my own hands. Let this recording be the proof I need to convince them. The furnace can speak. It's been talking to me for some time now. Listen. Did you hear that? It's a sentient force, capable of communicating. I checked, and there's no record of ever installing this furnace. I believe that... Oh, sorry. What? Yes, I can feed you. What do you eat? I see. I'll try to find some volunteers.
What, are you going to feed the machine the volunteers?
Seems like they're breaking some environmental regulations on waste disposal, but if that's what Ati wants, then I'll get it done.
If that's what Ati wants, that's what Ati gets. Really wish I didn't have to do this one at a time, but whatever. I also love how she can be this close to something that has the radiation sign on it and not, you know, be growing a third head. Yes, I understand. I just said third head, and for that to happen, you technically need a second head, but don't worry about it. Hey, you know, I've been ranting a lot about this game and just kind of like fears that I have and all that. But again, it's like I keep saying. Overall, I really do. I like what this game's done. I could do without that weird like haze or whatever when an enemy explodes or there's some visual distortion in combat that makes things really weird to look at. Although I think that's what they were going for. I think that was the intent. So, you know. It's one of those things that's a little frustrating, but I guess I understand it in a way. But overall, I really like this game, and again, it might be you know, I guess I should say, you know, I should disclose the fact that I'm a really big Alan Wake fan. You know, Alan Wake. I'm still waiting on the sequel. I fucking loved Alan Wake. I'm still hoping for the sequel and everything. So. Okay. Can I just feed the furnace anything, or does it actually have to be... I'm not sure if the bar moved. Nope. Oh my gosh, I'm Solid Snake. Get it off me. Get it off me. There we go. I was afraid I'd have to go the rest of the game with a bag around me, or a box that's not a bag. Jesus Christ. I swear to God I know how to speak English. I swear. think I've almost gotten everything. There's gotta be one more barrel there.
That's all of them.
What do I get for doing that? Like, do I have to go see Ati next chance I get, or was it all just supposed to be, hey, check it out, you know, burnt the trash, or the, hey, the furnace is alive? Is that the whole thing?
I don't like that sound.
Oh my gosh, are we about to find a troll? Holy fuck. Okay. So I'm supposed to be fixing shit. Probably like that. You know, maybe it would have been a smart idea to actually find where I need to put these power blocks before picking them up. Ow. Come on. Gotcha. There's one more. I just need to find the goddamn spot. Yeah, water coolings.
Janitor clock is blocking the pipes. You need to deal with it. He's very clever.
What now?
My old emitter clock is blocking the pipes. You need to deal with it. He's very clever. He's not.
Okay, I just got... Alright. I didn't know it could attack me, but apparently it can. I sustain lethal damage if you fall too far. Really? I take fall damage in this game? Okay. I've taken some falls in this game that I thought should have killed me, but whatever. Like, I understand it, you know, like when I was going towards the hotline and I fell into that void. You know, yeah, okay, I get it. That one would kill me. Yeah, sure. Okay, yeah. See, this is what I'm talking about the load screens. There are a few that are, okay, I get it, game. Come on. Stop being a dick. You know, though, while I was saying earlier, this game is kind of, it feels like it's giving me the runaround at times. You know, again, it's doing that whole, well, actually, now to continue on in the story, you actually need to go to this area. That's not really about the story, but you just need to get this item and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I really hate it when games do that. That was the furnace. Yeah, we're going towards the coolant pumps. I really hate this game's checkpoint system, too. You know, while I was afraid that this game was going to do that, at least it doesn't make you travel. You know, it doesn't take you like an hour out of your way to do something that it's like, okay, well, finally, I did all that crap, so now I can move on to the story, right? Well, no, now you run into another block, and now you got to do another, basically, errand for somebody, and that's the story. The story is the errand, not the actual story. Now, again, I won't completely rehash what I'm saying, but again, it's just, it's stuff that I feel like a lot of games do just to make the game seem longer than it actually should be.
What the hell is that? Oh, that's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen.
Is it poop? Oh. But seriously, is it poop? Okay, so is the block taken care of now?
We need to fix this thing ASAP.
Okay, I could do without Ati's creepy singing.
There go the pipes.
Holy fuck me sideways. Alright, let's see here. Okay, so we went to the furnace chamber. We just did the whole thing with the coolant pumps. Fantastic. I love how my service revolver, which is apparently supposed to also be Excalibur, can't do shit against this guy. Also, not just the director. Shouldn't this also make me the King of England? I guess Queen in this case, but still. Also, shouldn't it make me the Norse god of thunder? Oh, you're... Okay, there we go. There's the fall damage the game was telling me about. Fantastic. Yes, I did just cut out that, my little trip back here. Why? I thought it was easier. Oh, okay. I'm like waiting for a slow elevator. That makes things better. Go, wooden box that somehow does as much damage as the heavy metal thing I just threw at him. See, I still think games like this that are going to have like telekinesis that you can throw shit at enemies, what you throw at them should matter. Oh, hey, I just threw this 2x4. Oh, hey, I just threw a sledgehammer at him. I think the sledgehammer should hurt more. But that's just me. Yeah, I will actually give this game some credit for the destructible environments and cover and everything. It's really cool. You know, I already showed in the last video, you know, like ripping off that concrete from the wall. It's a really well done effect. I'm saying effect like it's a fucking movie. You know what I'm saying. I will use the floor as cover. Now I will run away like a bitch. Come on, I can't get it. Can't get sight on him. Oh, fuck me sideways. Alright, points to the AI for going a direction I did not think about. Mostly because I kind of just expected him to lumber towards me. Okay, see, that should have done a whole hell of a lot more. I think it did a little bit more damage than... No, it did pretty much the same amount of damage as the other shit I've been throwing at him. see what I mean about everything you hit him with just does the same amount of damage? It just doesn't make sense to me. And I understand it's one of those gameplay mechanics, take it as it is kind of things, but still. Oh shit. Oh, troops meant to be first agents, not AWEs, blah, blah, blah. Okay, basically they're assault troopers, basically. The furnace research, yeah, we already saw that.
Northmoor was director before me. I never wanted his job. I never wanted power. I purposefully avoided it, didn't trust it, didn't want to rely on it. Northmoor was all about power. A man like an explosion, hungry for authority, for order, for more, until it was too much. I had to find a solution in the end, contain the situation. Northmoor never liked me, but he went along with it, to his credit. He didn't really have a choice. I suppose at the end of the day, a director's most basic duty is to keep the lights on. Here's to you, Northmoor. There were no prime candidates waiting in the wings, but I was there. Had been the whole time, keeping my head down, working my ass off. I had nothing to lose. I picked up the gun almost on a dare.
And it didn't kill you immediately, but eventually it killed you. Although, well, I guess it kind of makes sense, seeing that I was kind of using Trench as a surrogate until Jesse came close, and then as soon as the real candidate came, it killed him. Interesting. Really, it couldn't show her, like, putting it in her, like, you know, the back of her pants or in her pocket or something. It just disappears in her hand. Yeah, whatever. I still love all the floating bodies. That's so fucking creepy, man. Ah! Sorry, I thought I picked up I don't know, something that wasn't just another crafting resource. Okay, I am having some massive frame drops. Ah, fuck me. Yeah, I'm just having a lot of frame drops and shit happening. Yeah, I've heard this game's had some performance issues. I think on PS4. I'm playing on Xbox One, but I'm not sure if it's
Type C through F. Fruitfield?
Really? I feel a lot safer and after that fight that I just went through. Oh, abilities. Oh, okay, cool. So I can actually unlock shit. Yeah, let's do more melee damage. Para-utilitarian. I will take more launch damage. I would like 10 to health. Additional weapon form slot. Okay. Again, I'll just take more health. And launch damage. Okay, so I can launch grenades and rockets back at the next level, and that's just random. Astral constructs. Weapon forms. Let's see here. Upgrade grip. Unlock the second mod slot and increase the base weapon damage. Spin has a generous magazine, a high rate of fire, best used in controlled bursts. And the construct shatter. Shatter is a high stopping power scatter shot. So okay, so basically it's a shotgun. Okay. So it's a new form of the weapon. Okay, that's cool. Sure. Okay, and then you can also craft mods. Oh, neat. Board countermeasures. Without dying. Oh, okay, so then these are like little okay. Little challenges. Neat. Okay, so now I can shift weapon form. So I think the one I'm normally using is just called grip. This one's shatter. Cool. I also have weapon mods. Shatter has high stopping power with blah blah blah. Okay, projectiles fired +2. Yeah, definitely I want damage boosts. Personal mods, I'll keep where we are. Assets is good. All right, guys. Well, I think we're actually about at the time where we decide to close things out. I want to say, as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Facebook, Twitter, the website, minds.com. Links to all that stuff is down in the description below. Like, comment, you're not already. Please subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for more next time. But until then, my name's AJ Gels, the 7th Gaming Channel. I'm out.